chocolate. That's a lot. Hi, you guys. Yeah, thank you guys for watching me as I come in, and yeah, thank you for watching my channel. I know it's 12,000 other channels that you can be on, um, but obviously you see a connection, and I am grateful for it. I don't take that lightly. Sorry, you guys, for the sirens. I live downtown, so hopefully it turns very quickly. Sounds like it's coming towards my way. So I'll just be quiet until it leaves. Yeah. Yeah, it's right on the street. Okay, it's going down that way. Okay, you guys. Thank you so much. Dang, going down the street. Did you hit a stoplight or something? Um, Anywho, I say that a lot. Today, well, yesterday I didn't get a chance to come on because it felt like I had the flu. And I have been doing the keto diet, which I like the massive weight loss, but I don't know, since this is like at the beginning stages, I'm thinking that this is water weight first, because for one, I feel dehydrated and I constantly have to drink water, and for two, constipation. Sorry for giving out that information, but if anyone has done keto, um I guess this is supposed to be some of the normal signs and wear and all of that. So the third day, you're supposed to get like something called the keto flu. So this is day 6 for me. Well, yesterday was day 6. So I didn't really think of this being having keto flu. I thought I overpassed it because some people have it and others don't. Um I did notice sometimes I felt like I was sore in my throat, which I tried to keep a lot of fluids up and stuff like that. But um, excuse me. When that happened, I was literally so weak. I could do nothing. I could do absolutely, positively nothing. Um, Not pick up a phone, not do any homework, answer calls for work. I could not do anything. Well, yesterday I was off, so thank goodness for that. But and I didn't take any extra roles or anything extra because I literally felt like I was out of it. Um so yeah. What else? Yes, I didn't really get to call my mom. I didn't get to do anything like that. I also felt I had so much to record. I actually did record a little bit on my phone, so I might upload that. Um, but I had this weird thing that happened to me yesterday while I was out. It was this lady following me from store to store. Like I had to go to 3 stores before I literally crashed. Um, and that's what I have to do the same day around the same time for the same client, you know. Um, so I was doing that, and this lady literally was following me aisle by aisle. And I wanted to say, like, what's going on? So I literally turned around and I literally just started following her back. Now, before anyone gets to saying, okay, this is a racist person, this was not dealing with racism, I'm for sure of that, because this individual was black. She was black. Meaning she was African American. She wasn't Middle Eastern. She wasn't, from the continent Africa. She was African American. Um, but it just really freaked me out that like she wouldn't buy anything from the stores, but she would follow me until I get to the through all the aisles, through Walmart, Meijer, Target, like crazy big stores, until I would get out. I thought she was security at first at one of the stores until I found out no, she's following me. Until I would get out, and y'all, it was just so weird. It got to the point where the last store I was like, forget it. I'm just gonna start following her because she is annoying me. But I think she got a kick out of it and got really happy about it. So I was just like, you know what? Some people are just weird. So I did want to record that and put that. Well, I do have a little bit of that recorded, and I I said I was going to put that up, but it was very weird. I haven't had one of those issues in quite a bit of time. And it also made me to get back on my prayer life, because, people don't understand, like, they're not really coming around with a lot of sense these days. People are just lost. So I try to get myself grounded and rooted in God and keep staying in God, because especially these days, it's just been weird. So anywho, I wanted to talk about today. So today, I went and I'm like doing my usual thing, getting myself prepared for the next week, getting my meals prepped, going over my schoolwork, just doing all my stuff right. And I started noticing that, I have some people that I know that have huge followings. Everyone knows some people personal. Well, most people know some people personally who have like huge followings. And I noticed that it's something that I want to say, I wouldn't say I strive for, but it would be nice to have. But on the other hand, it's kind of not, because the less they know, the better. But I noticed on this one particular, well, not even the one, it was four of them, on their pages, that the things that they were saying was not totally true at all. And it was no facts. It was just all, hearsay. It was all non-truth. And they're just going at it. And people are eating it up and eating it up and eating it up. And it's like, this is how you become a millionaire. This is how you get this money. This is how you do this. And it's like, what about the hard work? What about the real things that it takes? I know for me, starting a business meant that I had to cut back on a lot of things. If you guys see, I always have my hair covered for the most part, because if I'm not going anywhere, I'm not going to spend any money, or I don't have the time to spend it on myself, because I'm allocating that time for something else. So, yeah, look, yeah. And I noticed that that's not what they were telling. And not only that, later on, they started showing, like, some of them I was seeing, like, some of them were still telling the fake story, and some of them you could see the manifestation of their lies catching up to them, because you'll see how they're living, how these people are actually living. They're telling you, oh, they made this and they done that, but then you can tell by not by what's surrounding them. Well, yeah, by surrounding them, but how their mindset is. Are they taking care? Are they being good stewards over what they have? Are they taking care of their things? Is the upkeep, up? Think about that millionaire lady who got in, she had a relationship with this guy who she had a baby by, and he was just reckless. He talked a lot of trash on her. Her mom was a manipulator, act like it was the reason that she got the winning lotto ticket when she got a quick pick. And if you look at her house when she was on Ayana Fix My Life, I'm not gonna say her actual name, but when she was on that show, the lady's house was a pigsty, and her money was just flowing. And you could tell, even though she had that money, her mindset hadn't changed. So that meant, the trajectory of her life within a certain amount of time span, she wasn't going to be wealthy for long, meaning 20, 30, 40 years down the road. Not even that, So yeah, those were the things that I saw, listening to people's things on social media platforms. So with that, I clearly, instead of me saying, oh, you're a liar, or this is not true, because you don't know anyone's background, but after a while, you know people by their fruit. Okay, a fruit is a manifestation. It's production. Okay, so when you have fruit, it's just not one, or if it is, if you see one, that doesn't mean that you're gonna have one seed, just like me planting potatoes and bell peppers. When I plant, it's not just one seed, or when they spring up, it's not just one. It's usually one and a half or two or three. You're gonna know by their fruit. You're gonna tell someone their genuineness, and you'll know people by their fruit. So because of that, like I said, I turned it off. I hurried up and snipped it out because I didn't want that to go in my system, and I didn't want to have resentment to it. Also, I knew the difference from what they were saying and what was real. So for me to detach was the best thing for me to do, because I didn't have, I don't have that kind of backing. Even though I knew the truth, I didn't have the backing to go in and play domino warfare, which is something I didn't want to do anyway, to tell people, oh no, this person is lying. Or I didn't have the opportunity to even express that. If I would have said, oh, this is not true, which a couple of people actually did on certain pages, they got hammered. People will gang up on you and hammer you. So I've thought about it, and using discernment and using meekness, I politely declined off of that 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 module, and or that channel, or that media outlet, and save my energy and put my energy back to something that was worth giving it to. Um, so yeah, that's what's bringing me to this doggone thing. Please be. Sometimes I know people need to pay their bills, and people do make a lot of money from telling people the non-truth. Knowledge is power, but ignorance is continuous power for some people. It's a lot of power for a lot of people to keep people ignorant and not knowing the principles. They'll try to tell you quick reach schemes or how to manifest things, but they don't tell you how to maintain it, how to have it for a long time and be able to enjoy it. There's people who are millionaires who are, or who act, who have homes, who are not able to enjoy it. They're billionaires who are not able to enjoy it. So don't sit there and just look at what someone else has and how they're telling you. Ask God and try to find it for yourself. That's one thing that I've learned to do. Just not, as I get older, not to look at the superficial or the outward appearance, because things may appear bigger than what they seem and smaller than what they seem. Either way, I want the real thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, try to call my mom. Hopefully they'll let me talk to her. I don't know if it's too late. Yeah, hopefully I get to talk to her, because I definitely didn't get to talk to her yesterday.
Richmond State Hospital. Please listen carefully to the following up. Wait while I transfer your call. Richmond State Hospital.
Hi, I'm calling for 420 Unit A.
Okay, 1 second.
Thank you. Somebody's alarm going off.
28 Sherry.
Hi, Sherry. My name is Beldine. I'm calling for Patricia Dean. The unit code is 420 Unit A.
Yes, she is already in bed.
Can you just okay? Can you make a notation so that one of the texts can tell her when she gets up that her daughter called?
Yep, I can do that.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, but not gonna sweat it. Not gonna put too much. I'm not gonna put too much on it. I'm definitely learning how to, with this situation and with my mom, is to pray about it. Yeah, I could make a big scene and go have marches and protests and all that. But you know what? I understand that God is in control of this whole situation. No matter what goes on, God is in control. So if I follow him and I listen to him and listen to what he's telling me, then either way this thing goes, everything will be all right. Sometimes we try to fix things in our own mindset, in our own way, and God has already worked it out. And what we need to do is follow and to obey and to seek him, to know which way he wants us to go, so he can make the pieces fall down like they're supposed to. So yeah. What else? Oh yeah, I was talking about fact and fiction. Oh yeah, so I'll give you a prime example of someone saying that, oh, they how they have so much. Okay. So this one person that I went to school with, oh, they were like, they were a millionaire. Congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment. I know I don't have that, so that's a huge accomplishment. A lot of people want to achieve that, and that's great. I mean, awesome, okay? Okay, so they have these workshops like, okay, well, how you're going to be able to invest, how you're going to be able to do this. Now, in my head, I know this sounds crazy, but I have a uncle who is a millionaire, who's close to being a billionaire if he's not already. Yeah, okay. And he's been like that since I was very young. And I've had other great uncles, because he's a great uncle. I have other great uncles that if they're not millionaires, they're very close, like maybe like 100 grand shy. I mean, not even that. But one thing I've learned that they taught me, they told me, and I learned by being under them, is that it's not always wise to spend your money on learning things like a school. It's kind of better to go underneath somebody and to be around well, to understand how you can get it and how you can attract it. But if you don't have it, if you don't understand that, you're going to go and you're going to panic and you're going to do different things. And also, one thing that my uncle, who is a millionaire, always tells me, well, he hasn't been telling me that recently because I've been a little bit separated, but one thing he always told me is that if it's a genuine, $1 million is nothing if it's not what your calling is. You will constantly, the money will follow you if you do what your calling is. And it showed in what he was doing and what he was saying. And through his life, like how he was able, like he can just jump on an idea and it would go like this. But I didn't know that he jumps on ideas based off of what his gift is, what his calling is. If it fits in with the calling and it's gonna, it looks like it's gonna produce fruit or it's close to it, he jumps on that opportunity. But all we see is how he's jumping on different opportunities because there's so much. Because when you get into the flow of what your calling is, doors keep opening. So that's my whole thing. Now, I don't have anything against people who write books. You learn if you don't have the knowledge. If I didn't have the knowledge being around people who were millionaires, I would buy a lot of books like most people do. Well, I probably would buy two. I'm kind of frugal. But yeah, after a while, I mean, you learn, you got to put yourself, and then after that, people think that just because they read some things that they're going to be okay. No, you have to put yourself in that environment. And these were some of the things that this YouTube was not talking about. Like, you have to literally get into that environment. How can you say, okay, say for instance, you want to be in real estate and you want to be a millionaire in real estate, right? You're taking all these e-courses of their real estate, so listen to their success stories. You're reading their ebooks on the procedures on how to get properties, how to get liens, things like that. And you get all of them, but you never attempt to go in and do those actual procedures step by step. Or you only do one thing and you say, okay, well, I can only do this. And I'm not saying if you have a limited budget that, you just taking one thing and you working it at one at a time. You do one thing and you stop. Like, what is it? What do you think is going to happen? But they're telling you, oh, you can have this quick get rich kind of scheme thing if you just do this and you do this one time and it's going to. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. So that was like my red sign. That was the first red flag. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm going to hear something different. Another thing I noticed is that they were kind of, see, when people are trying to sell a lot of things, and it's not all, but most, when people try to sell you books and stuff about success and things like that, that's because a lot of people are afraid to jump and find out for themselves. they're not risk takers. Some people have to go behind, and it's nothing. Let me tell you, it's nothing wrong with that. Some people are just that analytical and that safeguarded, and they are not a risk taker to find that. Me, I'm not that type of person. I am a total risk taker. So, and I have to calm myself down from doing that. I'm learning to take more elevated and more conscious risks than just risk it all. Because usually I will risk it all and still somehow make the success points. I have failures, but eventually I do, I'm that kind of person. But I'm learning to get better. So anyhow, those were some of the things that I was listening to them, and they were like, oh no, well, you need to do this. Like the guy who was talking about the real estate. Oh, well, you need to do this for 3 years before you even buy a property. How is that even possible? Who's to say that how our market is now, you're going to be able to buy that after 3 years? Who's gonna say that the rates are gonna still be low? Like that's not even, no, that makes no sense. And not only that, some people were commenting because I didn't buy the ebook. I'm sorry, I'm not not to say that I don't invest in people. I did invest in him as far as giving them a contribution. But I didn't go as far as an ebook. But I started seeing in the comments below, like they were talking about the ebook, like, okay, this is what you're saying, but you're saying something totally different, so that's how you know some kind of plagiarism is going around, because they're not standing by what they're saying. They might be getting the right information and putting it as theirs and not even knowing what they're saying. So yeah, that's what just really got me in these feeds. And it was a couple of other social media platforms. I'll say that I won't put out certain platforms names or anything like that, but it was just fake. It was just not true, and I've gotten to the point in my life, like, you know what, it makes no sense to lie. You can help somebody, and the same way you can help somebody by telling them the truth, you can cripple somebody by a lie. A lot of people tell you these lies because they want you to stay underneath them. They want you to stay underneath them and helpless, instead of letting some people grow. If you do it the healthy way, people are still going to stay under you because you brought them out. You've shown them something. So you're a reliable source. So when they do have instances or things like that, or they come across other people who are going the same way, they're going to say, hey, I went and I got this and this worked. Prime example, JJ Smith's green smoothie cleanse. Okay. You guys know JJ Smith, right? So she's a dietitian. She went and she made her 10 days of smoothies and how it drastically makes you lose a certain amount of weight, range of, weight. She didn't lie in her thing. She told the honest to goodness truth. And because of that, there are so many people who say, okay, they get success stories, right? And then because they got success stories, people are looking at them like, how did you do this? They're not gonna go and say it's themselves. I did this myself. Now, some people can lie and say that, but most people know they didn't do that, because if that was the case, they would have been did it. So they told them who their source was. And that feeds back into the source. So that's the same thing you do when you're dealing with truth, when you're letting your light shine and you're letting other people see the truth, the honest to goodness truth. Then it's like, okay, I saw this person do this. I thought it was not attainable. It's tangible now because I've seen the results from somebody else. So now I'm going to work on that to do it. So yeah, and because of that, now you're getting honor, you're being truthful, and you're being honored. You're letting God's light shine through you. Period. So that's what I wanted to say. Listen to your intuition, get an understanding for yourself, and listen. If you're gonna be under people, it's nothing wrong with judging the character of someone. We're supposed to judge. I can't stand people who say don't judge. Yes, you are supposed to, because if you don't judge, you'll be led astray. You'll be gone any type of way. You following under any type of person, and then you getting scammed out of your money, your hard work, your hard time that you can never get back. You can get money back. You can make up some more work, but you can never get back your time. That's one of the most valuable assets in life. It's time. So no. So yeah, I'm going to get off of here. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. Bye.